Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if you are new. Today we're talking about Nottingham Forest's opening Premier League game to the new Premier League season. It was kind of in the title really, wasn't it? A defeat away at Newcastle United, 2-0 was the final score, and quite frankly we're kind of lucky about that. It could have been way more, it could have been 5 or 6 to be honest, to Newcastle. We have to get perspective right with this game. Opening game of the season, first Premier League match in 23 years. We had players out like Cook, only short term apparently according to Cooper. Yates should be back very soon, but Omar Richards is also injured, so we've got 3 players out there. We're still building the team. There's still going to be players to come in. Particularly, we do need players in the attacking areas, I'd say. But really, like I said, perspective is key. Yes, okay, it was a really, really poor performance. Newcastle couldn't really have been any more dominant if they tried. 23 shots, I think it was. It was 23 shots, 10 on target. We had 5 shots, none of them on target. You look at the highlights on Sky, every single highlight is a Newcastle attack. It weren't good at all, but we've got to get perspective right. I'm not panicking, it's the first game of the season. Come on, first game of the season. We've got to get perspective. I've said that 3 times now, but it is key. Okay, thank you very much for that, Windows, for interrupting me. But it is key because, if you look at the squad here, the lineup, I was a little bit surprised that we went with Sam Surridge. Colback was always probably going to have to play with the injury to Yates, and Mangala I didn't think was ever really just going to get thrown into the deep end and just starting a game. Lingard seemingly was basically playing in midfield. He wasn't playing as a 10, which I think is kind of weird. It's a bit of a defensive move if he was playing in midfield. I only watched a small portion of the game because the reason why this is not a match reaction like I normally do for away games like I did last season is because in the Premier League you can't watch games at 3 PM because they're just not streamed. Only I did watch a little bit on a completely and utterly 100% legal, safe, not at all filled with virus ridden stream on the internet, and it was actually quite good quality, saying it was free. But I watched a bit of it, and just looking at Twitter, looking at the stats, you can clearly see what kind of game it was. But the reason why I mention that is to let you know why it's not a reaction. When I can watch games, of course I do a reaction, but when I can't, it'll be a review this season. But what made me actually mention the reason that I didn't really watch much of it is because I'm not too sure whether Lingard was actually playing there. I presume he was, because everywhere is saying he was. But it's kind of weird that he wasn't playing down the middle. Maybe that affected us. He didn't really get into the game like he could have done. I'm kind of surprised that why he didn't play. Looking at the rest of the team, I think Toffolo kind of looked a little bit out of his depth. Same for Colback, to be honest. Johnson was a bit isolated. O'Brien, according to FOTMob, was one of our best players. Only again, that's very, very small amounts of footage that I got to watch of Lewis O'Brien today. I'm sure you people that did go to the game and watch it will have a much better reading on it. But really, that's nitpicking. We've got to look at the bigger picture. Looking at this bench, I think this bench is quite clearly the issue. Ollie Hammond, great young player, but he shouldn't be on the Premier League bench. Lyle Taylor's nowhere near this level. Cafu, he's a good player, he's a good bloke, but not too sure that he's Premier League standard. I like Alex Myton. He's certainly got potential, but can you stop interrupting me, Windows? Thank you. But Myton, for me, he's not ready for this level. He just isn't. And then Bissau, if we had Steve Cook, he would be in place of him. So, like I say, perspective, Cook would probably replace Bissau. Myton, if we were to sign someone like Gibbs White, I think Gibbs White would replace Myton on the bench. Cafu, if we're going to sign this Frula guy from Atalanta, which, to be honest, I've been saying for ages, we don't need another midfielder. We've got, Colback, Mangala, Yates, O'Brien, we're fine, even Cafu. But looking at that bench, now seeing it in the flesh, I think we do. I think bringing in Frula wouldn't be a bad thing. We all want Jimmy Garner, but I don't think that's going to happen now. We're seeing reports that maybe it might happen, but I doubt it. Freuler would be an excellent bit of business. I've not seen him week in, week out, but he's played for Switzerland at the Euros. He's played for a number of years at a top level. He's 30, but you look at this team, it's a young team. Bringing in someone like him with a load of experience, I think would be a very smart move. And I believe I'm not too sure. Can he play as a cam? I'll have a little look, shall we? Freuler. No, he definitely can't play as a cam. Okay, right. So he's a midfielder / defensive midfielder, even though he wears number 11, which is weird. I mean, we are linked with another lad, Our. That is outstanding, can I just say? I know it's only a rumour, but Our, at the very least on FIFA, is absolutely unbelievable. If we were to sign him, I think I'll be more starstruck than Lingard, to be honest. It'll be a massive ask. However, this is why we probably need him. He can play as a cam. Bring him in, please do it. Honestly, yeah, it's quite clear though. My point is squad depth. Players are out, and we're going to sign more. And, you know, I mentioned Lyle Taylor. We need another striker without a shadow of a doubt. So get another striker, get number 10, and really just get another out-and-out midfielder. I didn't think we needed another midfielder, but looking at this team, I think we do, to be honest. Even when Yates is back, and I think when Yates is back, he will start. But, yeah, I think there's lots we can draw. I'm being a bit negative, but it was a defeat. But my God, I'm not being nowhere near as negative as some people. Looking at Twitter, so many people are being really dramatic. It was always going to be a tough place to go. Newcastle are on the up, just like we are. And as well, you know, going to St James's Park, we know what a great atmosphere is like at a City ground. It's exactly the same up in Newcastle, and it's a tough place for anyone to go, particularly this season. Obviously, West Ham is our next game. I think it'll be a completely different kind of game, and obviously it's home. I think home matches this season are going to be absolutely vital. I think, honestly, we're going to pick up most of our points this season at home, and we've got to make the absolute most of it. Those City ground atmospheres and City ground nights are going to be so important to us, and, you know, we're going to win a few away, I'm sure, but, you know, at home, I think we're going to have a massive advantage immediately before the game even starts. I'll be at the West Ham game, of course. If you haven't worked out by now, obviously, I'll be vlogging all the home games, which I'm buzzing about. I'm so excited to be vlogging Premier League matches. It's just crazy to me. Away from home, we'll play it by ear. If it's available to watch on TV, then of course I do a reaction with Rads like I did last season. I love doing those. Only it depends, you know, 3 p.m. kickoffs, a bit of a grey area. So I think reviews are the best solution to that. So yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed this little review, everyone. If you have, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll see you very soon, everyone. If you're a Forest fan, don't panic. It's going to be a tough season, but let's stick together. Up the Reds.